Hi everyone, my name's Danielle Kiko and I live in Louisville, Ohio, and I'm an OBGYN physician. I'm doing this video to share my experience with the Toned in 20 app and macro coaching with Jordan. My job is very stressful. I have very odd hours. On the days I'm on call, I may leave at night and not come home until the next night. So I tended to just eat on the fly and whatever was available to me, which most times was just fast food, hospital food, and I was doing some cardio work, but really not a lot of strength training because I really didn't have the confidence to go to a gym or really even the time to go to a gym and put in to lift weights and to do some strength training. So sorry about my background. I'm actually in my call room today, 24 hours at the hospital, which also was another challenge for me in the past. I decided to do Toned in 20 and then subsequently also macro coaching with Jordan because I had a baby a couple years ago and I needed to get the rest of my baby weight off. I also wanted to learn more about nutrition. I wanted to be healthier and I didn't want to do any fad diets. I've done fad diets in the past. In 2014 I lost quite a bit of weight with gastric bypass, and so I wanted to get back down to my weight that I was at prior to having my baby 2 years ago. So I joined both Toned in 20 and did macro coaching with Jordan. I also wanted to be able to run and play with my kids, jump on the trampoline, and do that kind of stuff with them. And I also had very poor water intake. My career very much so affected my eating habits in that it's a very difficult lifestyle to lead. Times are busy. I'm running on the fly. Everything is very fast-paced. I'm also a very emotional eater, so when I was stressed out, which is most of the time, I ate. If I had a rough night and was up all night, I would reward myself by eating junk. If I was stuck at the hospital like I am today for 24 hours, then I was eating junk cafeteria food and then snacking on stuff all day and just really making poor choices. All of this has led to not being able to get my weight off from having my baby a couple years ago, which has led again to less self-confidence in my body image, both personally and in my relationship with my husband. And I was starting to not feel good in my clothes, and I really just wanted to become healthier in a way that was not a quick fix fad diet like all the other ones that I've tried. Through this program, I have learned a lot about nutrition, a lot about food additives, things to avoid, so much about how to portion and proportion your meals, meaning portion sizes and actually measuring what 4 ounces of chicken is and measuring how little a quarter cup, half a cup of rice really is, when before I was just loading it onto my plate. This has taught me a lot about that, a lot about having healthy fats, protein, and carbs with each meal, when before I would be very heavily protein or very heavily carb loaded with very little healthy fats. Most of my fat and carbs were coming from processed foods. I eat very little in the realm of fresh vegetables. I eat very little salad as well. I've also learned a lot about water intake, and actually am drinking half of my body weight in water every day, which at first lends to a lot of bathroom trips, but now my body's adjusted to it. I've also learned about having a balanced nutrition and planning ahead, and so now because of this program, it's taught me, and at first actually forced me to plan ahead all of my meals so that everything was ready, so that on those days when I know that I'm on call, my meals are prepped and ready to go. They're in the refrigerator so that if I'm running out, I'm just grabbing my meals for the next day to take with me. It's also really helped me to change my mindset, to focus on craving God instead of craving food. Through this program, my cravings have pretty much gone away, and I eat 3 meals a day. Sometimes I do intermittent fasting and drinking water. My snacking has completely stopped, and I think that's mostly because my cravings have stopped and my mindset has changed as well. Because of this program, I started out not being able to do a plank, and I now have the strength to do a plank. I also have the ability to do push-ups, which I could not do one push-up prior to that without modifying it. And I think cardiovascular-wise, I'm getting better too. I know that I'm a lot stronger. I know that my core is stronger because some of the same exercises that we do that work the core are getting easier for me to do, and so I'm having to modify to make them a little bit harder for me. As of the end of 4 weeks in this program, I lost about 13.5 pounds and 13.5 inches from my body, with the greatest inch loss being in my waist, my chest, my hips, and my thighs. And I did lose a decent amount in my calves, which are very difficult. My calves are very muscular. So I was extremely happy with that as well. I highly recommend both the Toned in 20 and or the macro coaching with Jordan. I think both of them together are fantastic. To anyone who's looking to better their lifestyle, have a healthy lifestyle, understand nutrition better, weight loss goals, fitness goals, but not only just to lose weight, but become toned with it as well, so that all the extra flabby skin isn't there, so that your muscles are more defined, and so that you burn fat rather than your muscle. I also recommend it to anyone who wants more than just someone who's saying, here's what you eat and here's the exercises to do. Laura and Jordan both truly care about all their clients. There's tons of videos, tons of questions. They're always answering our questions. They're really hands-on. I almost feel like I have 2 personal trainers with me all the time, and the support group that you get through the Facebook groups are absolutely incredible. It's so nice when you're having a rough day to get on there and see that someone else was too, and this is how they pushed through, or someone to encourage you. Or never fails when you're tempted to go over on your macros or not to do your exercise, then someone's posting something and it just uplifts you. I think that Laura and Jordan are a blessing to everyone, and I think that you, if you're looking for someone who's personalized and who truly cares about your success and not just taking your money and feeding you a quick fix, then this is definitely the program for you. You will see results. Thank you, Laura and Jordan. You have really changed my life.